procurement, program and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Good afternoon, everyone. This is the Business Zone with
Crystal.
and
I am. Hey,
Coach Gilbert Buchanan, you're a small business paramedic. And folks, today we're out in these entrepreneurial streets and we're going to bring you some amazing information today. Today we want to talk about Black history is business history. We're going to talk about some Black innovators today, folks. Black innovators that most of you don't even know about. That is very important to you. So, in the meantime and in between time, I want to talk to my co-host. So, co-host, how are you doing today?
I am well. It's been a busy. The last weekend, the last over the weekend, I was out of town. So,
Man, you're on the other side of the world.
we're not, Texas. It seems like it's on the other side of the world.
You went in a time warp and you came out.
Yeah, I was in Texas. I was in Dallas actually, but I will have to say this: the event I went to or the conference I went to was really great. A couple of things that happened that suggested that some tides are changing, and that we're I think we're on our way back to society where
We're back to normalcy. Is that where we're headed?
we ain't there yet, but we're on our way. We're trying to get there. So, and one of those things is because sometimes Gilbert, it just takes, the crowd will follow whomever until there's, hey Patricia, hey is that, until someone says, no, don't follow them. That's not the way. Here's the way, and then the person with some sanity and some saneness will step into the lead. And so this past weekend, that is exactly what happened. I was at the USTA tennis, which is a tennis association, and I was at a conference that all of our organizations that are in the tennis and education space were there. And so when I normally this is my second time there, and we have like 200. No, when we first became Pete Brown first became a tennis NJTL, it was I think 13 of them or 14 of them. Now there's 240 of them.
Yeah.
And so they've been out recruiting and doing of that nature. But that wasn't the part that was most significant. What was significant was they have created a liaison with the adult program, which is called the CTA.
Yeah.
And so now there were 600 people at the conference. It was awesome. 650 people, young people, not just us old people, but
that means we're touching a lot of bodies, co-host.
Right. And these are young people that had been in programs when they were kids, and now they were on their way back to help out. And I just thought, oh my God, this is amazing. This is what's supposed to happen, right? This is what we're supposed to be doing. And so that was just pretty awesome, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then the other big thing was they were also celebrating Black History Month.
Right.
And everyone knows that tennis, skiing, golf are traditionally a Anglo sport. Let me put it that way for what's the name sake purposes. And so we're not always giving love, the kind of love we deserve, because we're working hard just like everybody else.
Yeah.
But this time, so as a surprise, they the USTA had reached out to Dr. King's son, and Dr. King's family has put there's a challenge that they're going to do 100 million hours in service, um, leading up to Dr. King's 100th year birthday
Mm-mm. When is that? When is the 100th year?
in 2029.
Mm.
So they're going to in service, meaning giving back and supporting young people and education and all that, raising and taking care of our children.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, oh yes, this is perfect. But then it went a step further. The USTA has uh, the USTA has committed to 400,000 of that 100 million hours
Mm-mm.
over that the next 4 years, next 3 years, right?
Yeah.
And they have declared they will not be pushing back on any DEI. They are pushing forward into supporting and uplifting all races, all nationalities, all ethnicities, all choice.
I believe anyone who is stupid enough to push back on DEI right now is a royal idiot, and we shouldn't pay attention to them. See what I'm saying?
Well, but they out there doing their thing. So,
Yep, they're out there doing
so
it,
you
but
may
we,
you
we
may
gotta
be
we gotta shame them though. We gotta shame them and let them realize that's bogus. Because I mean, this whole society, if you think about it, it's built on DEI. Who built the goddamn White House? Us. We did
well,
that.
but they ain't
Isn't that
trying to hear you
DEI?
on that one. You this.
Isn't that
They not trying
DEI?
to see you. Well, and we also know that DEI wasn't about us, but nevertheless,
Right.
it is what it is. And so many companies have actually pushed back. I mean, look at all of the organizations that are not getting any funding anymore from anywhere in the government, and they know they're not getting the funding, and so that means that put a lot of companies that, especially nonprofits that are servicing people, feeding people, providing services for people, it's just not there. And so, but the in fact, they've stepped. USTA has stepped even further than that. They want to make sure that every minority, black, white, Asian, is actually getting an opportunity to learn how to play tennis for free and education and getting the
Mm-hmm.
education. So I was extremely happy with that, and I actually even
Yeah.
had to go up to them and say, because most people are, they may be doing it behind the scenes, but they're not stepping out and saying
Yeah.
we are. This has been our mission and our vision since day one, and we're not backing back, because they were following suit, and they were, I don't know whether they were fearful or what they were of the man and the toddler, but that's what was happening. And so
Every time you say that, you crack me up.
I I think when we have, and we can ask the ladies in the chat, when we have someone that doesn't get their way, and then they lay on the floor and start kicking their feet and having a tantrum, what would you guys call that? A petulant child.
It's a petulant toddler, huh?
Petulant toddler in the careful awesome three. So that's what we dealing with. We just dealing with that's what we dealing with. So but that was great. And then the program was all about capacity building, because a lot of the adults, and CTA is a community tennis adult association program. So all of these young kids, oh my God, it was just awesome to look up in the room and you can see, 18, 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds that were
I'm
all
glad.
committed to their
I'm
program
glad.
across the country. And
Yeah.
so that was the good part. And I so that was great. And then they were working on, then the capacity building, all the stuff that we teach on. But Here's the funny part. So my organization, we have been really mad kid in the sandbox. Exactly, Patricia. Kicking his heels. Hey, Greg. And Greg says maybe our folks will appreciate more the opportunities that were always available but ignored. Exactly. So that's what
Yeah,
I'm hoping. But anyway, that was a good forward movement since we're out there in the communities offering this program to underserved children
that is
and their
good, man.
families.
I
And
like
so
that.
I was very, very impressed and very happy that they had made that step in,
Hmm.
and it was for real. You could feel it from the heart,
Yes.
and it wasn't just an effort in futility. And this is my thing. This is a time in history where you either for or you're against.
Yes.
And the for and against now is about your moral uh fortitude, right? Because there's
Yeah.
things going on that is just immoral. And if
Hmm.
you believe in God and believe in living in a good Christian life, then we shouldn't hate anyone, and we definitely shouldn't want to harm people and displace people and put children in danger. That shouldn't even be part of our psyche.
I agree with you, co-host. I
And
agree with you.
so that's how I feel at this point. If you are for it, then that means you're for the whole package. There ain't no separation in this package here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's some horrific things happening to mankind. And so, but again, you get to see people are putting their foot forward, and you get to see the real person, and that I do like. I like the clarity and the transition. If you're a butt, I need to know you're a butt. I don't need to be confused thinking that you may not be. I need to know it's on your forehead. I'm a butt. Beware of your interactions with me. That's how I feel.
Hey man,
You got some thoughts on that?
I endorse everything you say, co-host. I endorse that.
I like to know what I'm dealing with. Greg, how about you? I like don't be but standing in the backyard playing that you're not a racist. Step on out and tell me. Oh,
Oh
just come on
man,
out and be who you are, if that's who you
this
are.
this is amazing, man. This is amazing.
So anyway, that was my week, and then of course I had to get back to the regular scheduled program when I got back in town. And this week went by super fast. But how are you after 1/19/19? Oh wait, yeah,
My graduation thing.
uh-huh.
Well, I would love to share a few of these photos with the audience so they can see what the graduation looked like.
Oh, okay.
So so I don't
Go to
know.
the share screen.
Okay, let's
Well, tell
see
us
here.
what that graduation looked like and what did
Oh,
it
so
what did you
yes,
do and all that
I'm so
part.
excited. I'm so excited. I'm assuming that everybody knows what it's about. So
Right.
we launched next level mentor protege contract readiness program, and I'm saying it
Hmm.
out of turn. So it's supposed to be next level contract readiness mentorship program
Okay.
for entrepreneurs who's been in business for at least 6 years. And what we wanted to do with this is to help to build those businesses to become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan and funding ready. So we have developed a partnership with one of the bank, one of the top 6 or 7 banks in the marketplace, BMO,
Hmm. Hmm.
and they were just amazing to us. They hosted the graduation at their facility, and it was just amazing. We had some great speakers who spoke about entrepreneurship, teaming up, and helping our entrepreneurs become ready and be able
Hmm.
to access opportunities. So this was on Monday, February 23rd, and it was just an amazing thing. So That was cohort number one. Cohort number two is going to be in starting in April, on April 21st, and it's going to be next step. So yes. So
And
two
where
of
and
our
so is this going to add on? Not it's not a continuation. It's not a
no, no,
repeat.
it's
At the
not a it's not a continuation. It's going to be a standalone. So cohort one was a standalone. Cohort two is going to be a standalone. But I'm offering some of the folks who were in cohort one, if they want to come back, they can come back and pick up on some things. Plus, I don't teach the same way twice. So if I'm going over capability statement, there's a big chance I'm going to be touching on some new things because
okay.
I do research before all of my workshops. So when I
Okay.
do research, there's always new information out there that I include.
Okay.
And two of our prodigies are on the chat here today, who they've been very, very instrumental in helping me coordinate this graduation. I co-host, I couldn't have done it before that without them. They have been so amazing. They did the certificates, they did the planning, the coordinating, the posters, setting things up, making sure people submit their capability statements. They made sure that the RSVPs were done. It was just amazing, man. So
Well,
I could,
congratulations to and
yes,
for all of those that helped you out there.
oh yes,
That's pretty
I,
awesome.
I, I couldn't have done it without them at all, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna share.
There.
Uh,
Okay. Well,
uh,
everybody, this is looking at the joy, so you guys can be excited to sign up, and he'll give you all the details for that shortly.
yes, so I'm gonna go ahead and then we have some of the BMO folks in here as well, who some of them that we had a raffle, and some of the BMO folks they won stuff.
Oh, okay. So
So
that's cool.
that
Engagement. They were
yeah, so
engaged.
so that was kind of good. It was just amazing, man. And I'm telling you, Coles, I am so proud of these folks, man. Oh man, they made me proud. They made me proud. To be honest with you, I thought it was going to be a basic thing, but my graduation committee, man, they made it happen.
All righty. Well,
So
Patricia
let me.
and is that he thanks you immensely if you hadn't heard it. But he's very good at giving flowers, so I'm sure he was already giving you his flowers.
Oh yeah, man. I'm telling you, man. That flower, I have to do it. I have to do it, man. So let's see here if I can find
Go
my.
right there in the middle to the share screen or press
Uh,
H.
go to Windows.
No, just look right down at the bottom of the screen and it's got a share window.
Oh, I clicked on that already. So
Okay,
when
now
I
go.
have I have three options up top. I have Window,
Oh,
Microsoft,
so now
and
go to the wherever you see your pictures.
okay.
You should see it
All
listed.
right, there we
If it's
go.
not on Chrome, then it would be on Windows. Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
All right. Can you guys see my
There we
screen?
go.
Do I need to make it
We
bigger?
see. No, we see.
Is
Oh,
it
really
bigger?
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's nice. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So this was at BMO, man, and they were just amazing. So this is Josh. Josh is one of our graduates, proteges in the program,
Okay.
and he has a kiosk where it's a phone charging uh, facility station where
Uh
people can
huh.
charge their phones at the airport or at a convention center or something to that effect. He kind of expedites the charging experience. So, if you're waiting for a flight and the flight is leaving in 5-10 minutes, I mean 10-15 minutes, and you need to charge your phone, you can just jump there and do your charging. So that's what he does.
And that's
So
good because Lisa had indicated that you should not be using the plugins. You should be using those that you can actually stand alone.
exactly,
So that's good.
exactly. And this year is one of my amazing graduation committee member. You recognize her co-host?
Is that?
That is that. That's right.
Okay.
That's is it right there, man. And she was just amazing, man. The things she did, and she and Pat working together and planning and organizing. If you look to the left of the screen, you notice Pat is sitting over
I
there
see her
with
over
his
there.
swag bags. You saw the swag
Okay,
bag?
okay. Y'all was like,
Yeah.
y'all was top drawer.
I'm telling you, man, they made me look good. I'm going, wow. I said, I never thought I would look this good. They made me
Oh,
look so good. So this is another gentleman. His name is Ernest Davis. He's kind of teetering on doing real estate and something else, So it was amazing to have him there. This is David.
okay,
Uh, they run a cleaning business.
okay.
This is, remember Carlos,
Yep, Carlos,
Councilman
Carlos.
Carlos.
Hello, Carlos.
Yeah, man. Carlos was there. Carlos sat in for me because I was running a little late because I had to go pick up food and all that. So he
Okay.
he and Sandy Roscoe, they ran the program for me, so that was good. Let's see here. Let's see what's going on. I want to show you this other. I want to show you this other clip here. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Mm-mm. Let's see. Is that it? Nope, that's not it. Uh, where is it? I'm trying to find. Oops.
That's the ceiling.
I'm trying to find this other photo, man. Yeah. I want to show you Pat. So Pat was there doing her little thing, and let's see here. Uh, okay, let's go to the share screen. Oh man, it's not coming up. Pat, I'm so sorry you're not coming up. Let's see if I find Pat here. Let's see. All right. Okay, can you see that one now? Can you see it?
No,
With
well,
Pat?
no, I see you smiling at somebody, but the picture that is still that you and
Can you see Pat right here or
I
no?
cannot. I only see Carlos.
Okay, I think I know what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna stop sharing and then I'm gonna reshare.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes that helps.
Okay, I don't know why this is doing this, but whew.
Pat says, "Thank you so much, Coach."
Yeah, man, they've been phenomenal, man. So here's Pat. Can you see Pat right there?
Hey, Pat.
So
What's the big
Pat,
old box? What'd you give
Pat,
her?
Pat got herself a little computer there. So
Oh,
the
wow.
program gifted her a laptop because every time we're doing our coaching and one-on-one session, her computer is always kicking her offline. She can't stay online long enough to do the coaching. So we said, all right, we're gonna have to get her something and
Oh, well, that was
keep her
very,
relevant.
very nice.
So she got a nice
Awesome.
little laptop there, so she was very appreciative. So and her and Izette, man, I'm telling you, they're from not phenomenal. So we'll try to get them involved in the next cohort and do some bigger and better things for them.
Well, that is awesome. Well, fantastic. Well, I'm glad
Yes.
that it was successful. Now on to the
Oh,
next one. I
it
know
was
you said
it was amazing, co-host. It was just amazing, man, and I'm very happy for them. And see, she said my new laptop. she,
awesome, awesome. Well, that is fantastic. I'm glad that all worked out because I know you put a lot of energy into it, and so
oh yeah.
kudos to both of you guys, to all of you, and to the graduates. They're on their way, and it is so important to continue to work on your business, and it's not just a one-time thing. It's a continual thing. If you want to grow your business, you have to put the attention and the love into it
Oh
for all
yeah.
the time that because that's how you That's how it survives and how it grows. So kudos to
Okay.
all of you for making the commitment and going
Definitely.
on out there and doing your thing.
Yeah.
And so I wish you the very best and continued growth there.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And see, these two proteges, they exemplify what being in a mentor protege program is all about because they listen and they execute. They
Yeah.
listen and they execute. Those are very good qualities to have as a protege in a program because whatever I tell them is what they do. And we see results because even with Izette, Izette got an RFP and she generated her proposal response to the RFP and she's almost ready to submit it, man. So she listened and she learned what we went over in the class on proposal writing, SOQ, and all of that, man. So much respect to them, man. Much
Oh,
respect.
I like it when a plan comes together and you actually see the results of the people
Yes. Yeah.
that
Kind of like
were,
kind
yeah,
of like how it is, kind of like how it is with you and the kids, when you teach
yeah,
them how
yeah.
to do
That's
those
why I work with the
different
kids.
business disciplines. Yeah, So yeah, man, I love
My
it.
children don't backslide.
I
If my
love it.
kids learn something, they're gonna learn it and it's gonna stick. Sometimes I teach to my adults and they slide right on back to, whether it takes 21 days. I think this is Greg said that 21 days or to change a habit. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
And so
yeah.
my kids get it right then. My adults kind of take a little bit
Take a
longer,
little longer.
a little longer. So I have to offset. I have to offset that with the adults.
so
All
uh
righty.
so we probably need to enroll Greg in this in this program here. Get him in tune with the mentorship protege program, Greg.
Yeah, I think Greg got some. He's been. Greg is quietly doing his damage out there in these streets.
Yeah, we're gonna
He
have to
don't
teach
brag
him. We're
about
gonna
it
have to.
though. He just
we-
does it.
we're gonna have to teach him some Jamaican in the process too. So.
Yeah, he quietly does his wonderfulness out there in the world, teaching with financial literacy. So
Yeah,
he's
that is
doing his
great.
God work. Because I tell you,
Yeah,
that's the part that folks have a lot of problem with. Gilbert is as
yeah,
you know. All right,
yeah,
let's get with our show
yeah.
today,
Let's get with
guys.
the show. Did you want to talk to them about how to subscribe and join our
Yes.
program, co-host?
Yes. So, guys, so you welcome to the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert. Thank you guys for joining us once again. Um, we'd love for you to go over to our YouTube channel and hit that subscribe button and become a subscriber on our channel. So every time we do a show and it uploads on YouTube, you actually will get a notification that it's there. So this is valuable information for those of you that just participated in the workshop. That's Gilbert's many years of education and acquiring and research and now he's sharing. But as business coaches, generally, there's a cost that go along with that, and so and it's worth it to invest in your business. So if you want to, but you can go over to our YouTube channel and you can get every Friday afternoon. You're gonna get some little tidbit of information or a tip on how to be successful in business from myself and Gilbert, sharing our 30 years plus of information to you so that you can develop those skills as well. So hit that subscribe button and become part of the Business Zone family. We'd love to have you. All
All
righty.
right.
So now we're going to hop on over here to Black History Month, the ending of Black History Month. Today we're on 27. Tomorrow is actually the last day, but you guys do know that you black every day of the week. So
Well, actually,
365
co-host,
days. Huh?
my Black History Month is 365 days a year. So
Yeah, as I said, you're black 365 days a year.
yeah.
And but far as the calendar goes, far as the calendar goes, you are we have 28 days, 29 days if it's a leap year. So we're not in the leap year,
Yes.
but we're going to kick it off because I think everybody's conversation has been what happened to my I actually put some up here. I guess I didn't add it. Um we actually right now in the entire world, it seems like it is everything is about AI. Every conversation, every time you open up a YouTube channel, it's like when the computer first came out, it was the thing that we all talked about, right? And so,
Hmm.
and there's some good points, and there's some pros and cons, of course. But I do know that it's just like the computer, it's shaping the business world and it's shaping the workforce world as well. So but then when you hear Gilbert, and we've all heard this, there are not a lot of black people, and they're not studying to be in technology, and we need to expose them to that and da, right? The regular stuff that they always they always come down with, that we're just sitting on our thumbs, the laziest people on the planet that built the country. Um, but today we're going to inform you guys of the actual architects of the digital era. And those architects are us. And so we're going to share with you some of the pioneers, the trailblazers, the superstars. And I say just an exemplary list of black excellence. You can't even get any better than this because math and things of that nature, and people were doing this way back in the day, early days, the 30s, the 40s, and in some cases, whenever technology actually stepped in and made and rose his little ugly head. We're going to actually meet the real person, the first person that created the computer, not uh, Steve Jobs, and not
The real person.
not Warzinski for what was he? What is he? And not Zuckerberg. These were not the pioneers.
Not Bill Gates. None of
Not
that.
Bill Gates, not any of those guys. The guy that made the very first computer chip. And so that's what we're going to learn about today. And so while I was trying to get the title in, but I'll get that in a minute. So let me go over here and let us get ready to go. But before we get okay, let's hop in. And we're going to move us over here. And there we go. Let's move us over here. So this will be, yeah, there we go. All right. So I'm going to kick it back a few so that we can kind of give you guys
A little lead
a
into
little
the
lead
main
in as
story.
to what we're going to be talking about. So today we're going to celebrate the individuals that actually were the pioneers, the trailblazers, as I said, the superstars. So before there was a Silicon Valley, and before Silicon Valley had venture capital, before there was artificial intelligence, before there were smartphones in our pockets, there were black minds calculating the math that put America in space. There were black engineers helping build the personal computers you're using to this day, and the one that Miss Pat just got. And there were black programmers coding rocket systems without recognition, without headlines, but with excellence. And you can take it from there, Gilbert.
Oh, okay. So, are we going by this PowerPoint?
That's right. Oh no, okay, we can do this. Let me do this part then. And so, Black history is not separated from history of technology. We are there. We were always present. I know the narrative has been that we were not, and that's why it's so important for all of our media outlets to tell our own story, to narrate our own story. Um, you know, somebody can know you, Gilbert,
Yeah.
on a surface,
Yeah.
and they can make preconceived judgments about any one of us, right?
Yes.
But they don't know our story.
That's
They
right.
don't know how we got to be who we are and what that took and what our families went through and so forth and so on. So they make a snap judgment just based upon what they see on the outside. So the only way that you really can counteract that is to tell your own story, to
Yeah.
narrate your own story. And so that is what we're doing. And I suggest every ethnicity should be raising up and celebrating all the individuals in their communities and in their families that are doing great things.
And they
So
should be telling their own stories or having someone affiliated with them tell their own stories.
exactly. And so we all know that the world is not monolithic. The world is made up, and that's what God intended. That's why there were 12 tribes, because it wasn't. He didn't intend for that to be, uh, uh, for it to be this monolithic country, or a world actually. And so technology is just like, black American history is black history, is white history, is Italian history, is Japanese history, is Chinese history. So it's not monolithic. It's not one group of people that did something and everybody was watching on the sidelines. And so technology is of that same uh, uh, in that same space. So the hands that calculated or orbital trajectories, the engineers who helped design the IBM personal computer, the women who coded before coding was cool. Black brilliance was always and has always been embedded in the infrastructure of innovation. And today, we're not just participating in tech, we're founding billion-dollar companies. We're funding underestimated founders or underfunded founders. We're teaching our children AI and coding. We're building ecosystems. This is not about a diversity story. This is a foundational theory and for a story. And so today we're going to celebrate those architects of the digital age, past and present. And we ask one powerful question of everyone: who will build the next frontier?
Mm-mm-mm. So, co-host, that means what you're saying then is you're saying before Silicon Valley had a name,
Uh-huh.
before AI,
Uh-huh.
before smartphones, black minds were calculating how to make these things happen and how to put them in the forefront, right?
Yep, that's exactly what
And
I'm saying.
and the black names and the black engineers were in fact the hidden architects of
Yes.
these foundational items, and they were the ones who were creating these things, but no one knew about them because they're building this great infrastructure. They're always in the background, so most of the times when things are in the background, no one really knows much about what makes the background work, but it's working. You see what I'm saying? You don't know what makes it work. So all of a sudden now they're hearing about this. They're going, well, how come I never heard about this before? Well, that's because the powers to be were trying to keep it away. Think about a spaceship, NASA. Think about in order to keep that on a certain trajectory so that it travels in a certain pattern to get to where it needs to get to, cut out a lot of that unnecessary mileage that it has to travel. That calculation, folks, was done by black inventors, but you never hear about it. You remember they had this movie probably about 15 years or so about this amazing black lady who worked for NASA. Of course,
Mhm.
they wouldn't let her use the bathroom like everybody else.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
wouldn't
We're
even
gonna
get
talk.
a
She's gonna
break.
be right. Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
This
It's
is what we're talking about. I think they call it hidden
like hidden
something,
figures.
hidden figures. Right.
Hidden figures. So we
That's what
really
we're
truly
talking
were
about.
not a hidden figure. We really were the people that laid the foundation.
Foundation.
We laid the foundation. But did we get recognized?
Not at all.
And who are the billionaires? Was it our people? Was
Mm,
our hidden figures? They
no,
didn't get.
the pirates who benefited from our labor. That's the ones. I believe her name was Katherine Johnson at the time, right?
Yeah,
So
so
she
we're
put
gonna.
the math behind all of this. You know,
Right,
they're going, how did
exactly.
you know that? Well, we are self-taught and we know how to put mathematical figures together. even
Exactly.
even John Glenn verified the calculations, and he was one of the famous astronauts who went to the moon in the spaceship,
Yes.
and he endorsed whatever she was doing. So it was just unbelievable, man. It's like they're saying no math equal no safe mission. So you can't have a mission without having some calculations to
Oh,
show
you
the
need math
trajectory.
is paramount in science. That is science, right?
Yeah.
And but what do they tell you when you're in school? The teachers are always saying, "Oh, your child is just hopeless at this. They probably
Yeah.
won't never be anything more than a janitor or whatever." They are always putting down. You could be the mathematician in the room, and they would never ever give you the benefit of the doubt. And then and if you did, they still would ridicule them so much that they would just start keeping their information to themselves, quietly
Mm-hmm.
being brilliant because
Mm-hmm.
they didn't want to stand out because people were treating them the way they were treating them. And so we're going to talk about there's seven individuals here that we're going to speak of, but there are some others like Dr. Gladys West. She created the GPS. Now, I guess you guys thought that GPS was created by somebody else. That's Dr. West. And so, what do we use GPS for? Our watches, our phones, I don't think
Directions.
no one gets in their car today with that. What was that big old book of maps that everybody.
McNeely, Atlas, is it Atlas, McNeely Atlas,
Yeah,
or something
that
like
you had to have that. That was your passenger. It
that?
rode with you everywhere you went, right?
Hey,
When you got your car washed, it had its own little special place on the back on the back windshield.
hey,
Um,
co-host. When I was coming from New York to come to California, that's what I used, the McNeely Atlas. Big old thick book, like 3 inches thick, with all
you
these.
had to pull over to the side. Now we have Google Maps and we have Waze, but you could not have that without the GPS. So just so
Yes.
you guys will know that. And then we have Marion Crock. She was the one that created the VoIP system, which is voice over internet. That was
Mm-hmm.
her. That was her patent. And then you have Philip, I think his name is Emili Gawali, and he was the founder of supercomputing. So these are things that have actually been happening, and I know and I understand no one talks about it. So Gilbert, this is going to be one of those moments when you get all super excited about things that we invented.
Yes, yes, yes. I get super excited about this co-host. I do. And this first gentleman that nobody even knows about, they don't even know he existed. But yet they have computers and they don't even understand why the computer does what it does. This gentleman, his name is Mark Dean. Mark
Well, let me get
space.
over to him so they can see who he is. I gotta. Yeah,
Yes.
there we go. There we go. Had a
His
good
name
moment
is
there.
Mark Dean, guys. Markdean. He was the architect of the PC, the personal computer. He's a co-inventor of the IBM personal computer, guys. All you hear is the other guys, but you never heard about him because he was quietly in his office doing what he does. He owns 3 of the original 9 patents. And remember, I said it last week in the program when I was going over this. I was so excited about him. He developed the color PC monitor. The color. At first, it was black and white, guys, and it was doing whatever it does, and we could hardly see certain images on it. But then he said, we're gonna have to make things a little better here. So he came up with that concept, and it was just so amazing. And from the business zone angle, I want you guys to understand that you're literally using technology built by Black brilliance today. So this is what we've been doing here, man. And I just want to talk a little bit about this gentleman. This gentleman, he was born March 2nd, 1957.
No, that's my girlfriend's birthday. So his birthday is on Tuesday. Happy
Yes,
birthday, Mark.
yes, his birthday is on Monday. So this is amazing. It said he's an inventor and computer engineer. This is a gentleman that had so many different engineering degrees that I mentioned last week. He led a design team that made a 1 gigahertz computer processor chip, and a part of the team that was developed and had that interior architecture that enables multiple devices to be connected to the personal computer all at once, such as your printer, the monitor, and all of those different things. He's the one who is responsible for the speed of your computer. When we had those previous computers, when we talked about Miss Catherine Johnson, who was telling them the trajectory to get to the moon and all of that, she was doing her math and all that. They were looking on those supercomputers. Those were in black and white. But when it came to the personal computer, he was able to had his innovative approach to make the black and white now turn into color, so you can see all a much better aspect of what's going on. Kind of like what we do right now with 4K. We used to have
Right.
720,
Yeah.
720, then we went to 1080, and now we're in
Yeah.
4K. So that's
Right.
exactly what that's all about. Go ahead,
And
Carol.
so originally we all had you had the little monitor with the little monitor with the green writing, that green
Yeah.
text color, and it looked like it was like kind of neon, and you made your eyes burn if you used it
Yeah.
all. And my very first job, Gilbert, was after I went to at secretary of school after, because I needed to make sure I had a skill that got me a job. Not
Yeah.
at the time, my head couldn't get me a job, couldn't get me paid. I had to go get me some skills. So I went and got me some skills, and once I got my skills, then I went back out there. And then I was able to then 10 years later use my brain instead of my skills. But
Mhm.
I remember working at a respiration company in Los Angeles, which is over on Jefferson. Still exists, and they
Yeah.
make most of the breathing respirational systems in the world.
Yeah.
And I was in the data entry, and I was doing data entry. I wasn't
Yeah.
typing. And so me and this guy down there in the dungeon where it's cold, because it had to be freezing. Remember, it had to be
Well, yeah.
freezing when they first
Yeah.
had
For those
computers.
computers to thrive, it has to be cold in that room, man. Because otherwise, the computers would overheat.
And even with that, ours were overheating. We'd have to put all the parts in, and we were flying. I think I typed up. I think he did. We were always in competition. I think I did like 130, 140 strokes a minute. He did
Man, that's
somewhere
good.
around. Yeah, he was doing like 150, or then one day I'd get up to the 40 and he'd do that, and our machines were on fire.
That was amazing. That was amazing,
So that
man.
was so this guy also, so you guys know, he Mark Dean, he went to Stanford University, he went to Florida Atlantic University, he went to the University of Tennessee. That's actually where my family went to. And he went to Jefferson County High School. He was from
Mhm.
Tennessee. That's my aunt. Does she know him? But he's an
Mhm.
innovator, computer science, and computer engineer. And so that is Mark Dean, um, who just brilliant, just brilliant. We wouldn't be using computers today if this was not invented. Because before that, we had this electric typewriter.
And, and he was the first black IBM fellow who was inducted in the National Inventors Hall of Fame in 1997. This man was just amazing, man, just phenomenal. I just love Black pride. I love Black establishment. I love Black ingenuity, and it's just amazing, man. It's
And I
just
just love talking about our people who are just really phenomenal and don't get their flowers regularly, and they don't even get recognized, which is really the saddest part. They don't get recognized by their own colleagues,
yeah.
the people that they're working with, and that part
Uh,
is, I
and
think, pretty. Go ahead.
and I'm not saying that there isn't other groups out there who are genius who create things, but you hear about those every day. You don't hear about us when we create things, when we invent things, when we're innovative towards doing certain things or making changes in people's lifestyle. You don't hear about us. So I want to give them their flowers and let them know that we're very thankful to have had them come before us and set that path so we can follow. So kudos to you, Mr. Dean, Mr. Mark Dean, born in March 2nd, 1957. Thank you.
So now we're going to jump over to Miss Catherine, and this is the young lady that was the hero that was in Hidden Figures that
Yes.
Jackson actually played, and we just saw what her life was like when she was working. I think she was at Hughes or McDonnell Douglas or Hewlett Packard.
I believe it was Hughes. I think it was
Hughes,
Hughes.
here
Yeah.
in California, Los Angeles. And so Miss Catherine, she is the math behind the moon. So this just, you got to be able to calculate all of this stuff in your head. Um, Algebra, trigonometry, calculus, a lot, what is it, statistics, all of those things. And there are people here on this planet that have their brain works in a mathematical way. They're all with X's and O's or I's and O's or whatever it is. And she happened to be one of them. So she calculated the trajectories for the NASA first manned space flight. She verified John Glenn's orbit calculations by hand. And I think I saw on a show where he actually came and thanked her
Oh.
for getting him home safe from space.
Oh, yes, 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 yes.
Do you remember
I
that?
remember that.
Yeah, I think I
Yes. Yes, that
yeah.
was
So
amazing.
he actually thanked her because he would have he said, you got me there and you got me
Yeah.
back, and I just want to thank you and my family thanks you.
Yes.
So Catherine was a mathematician and an aerospace technologist who made critical contributions to the NASA's early space flights as a human computer. She performed complex calculations for aircraft flights, tests, and orbital mechanics. Her work was essential to the success, as we just said, of John Glenn's 1962 orbital flight in the 1969 Apollo 11 moon landing. And so, I take it off for folks that can calculate math like that in their brain. That's complex math, not just your regular 1 plus 1, but you're not your basic arithmetic. But she did math. She was born in Newport News, Virginia. She was born August 26, 1918. No, she died in Newport. She was born in White Sulphur Springs in West Virginia. She died of natural causes, and she was a teacher, human computer writer, computer science, and she was educated at West Virginia State University in 1937 and West Virginia University. So just kudos to her, and she received the Congressional Gold Medal for all of the amazing work that she did um, in um, in this space of hers. And they're saying they don't know what her IQ is. It's unknown. She was a child prodigy, though, and she started college at the age of 15, graduated with the highest honor, and possessed an extraordinary genius aptitude for math.
That was just so amazing, co-host. And every time I see that movie, Hidden Figures, man, I just reflect back on those times, those days, because she was in this amazing program where she couldn't even use the same bathroom as her colleagues or white colleagues who worked in the same place. She had to walk like a I think 500 meters or more
She had to
to
walk like
go
a
to.
country mile because yeah, if anybody
Yes,
yeah, anybody knows what it looks like or McDonnell Douglas, it's out there by the airport and it sits
yes,
on massive land.
yes,
Massive land. And so as a woman, she had to run because she as a black woman couldn't use the bathrooms where the Anglos used their bathroom. She had to go to one that was way down run. She had to
right.
run in high heels and
Hmm.
in professional clothing. So, one thing I want to say, Gilbert, is next month or next week or Monday, we are moving into, or actually it's Sunday, moving into Women's History Month.
Yes.
Celebrating all these American amazing women. It doesn't matter what ethnicity, but just
Yeah.
amazing women that have done groundbreaking things in our country. And
Yeah.
so, Catherine is a prime example that there is if God gave you a gift, there is nothing that can stop you. There is you being a woman doesn't mean that you less of or less than. You
Yeah.
are just, and in some cases, even more comparable than anyone else. And so, from our angle, from the business zone's angle, this woman was Precision was her middle name.
Yeah.
Uh, Incredibly skilled and gifted. That was from God.
Hmm.
She if you watch the movie Hidden Figures, you see the type of pressure she was under, and she performed in an excellent manner. And she was a asset to the company she worked for. And we also need to know and teach our children and expose our young girls, females, um, to
To STEM. To
the
STEM.
STEM to that they can be leaders in that space. All you
Yeah.
have to do with a child is encourage them and provide them with the resources they need, and that child will soar. And so here, this woman again, she was gifted by God, but obviously her parents also encouraged her. So kudos to women pre Women's History Month, and we're gonna give you their due next month.
Yeah. That's going to be amazing when we cover some of those because women have made a lot of contributions to the historical nature of this country. You don't really hear about it. Like we talked last week, we were talking about the first millionaire, female millionaire. That was a black woman. That's Madam C.J. Walker. Developing
Yeah,
that hair care product to help women grow their hair out. So after they carry those big loads from point A to point B, and it would taking out big blots of their hair, she came up with a solution that would nurture the hair and strengthen it and bring it back to a nice full looking texture. So she was the first female millionaire. I'm not just saying the first black female millionaire. I'm talking about the first female millionaire. That was her. That
yep,
was her. And that came through amazing innovation, finding a problem in the marketplace, a pain point, and try to fix it. So that's what
exactly,
that was, man. So
exactly. Now, I had never heard of this young lady, and might have to do some research to pull this stuff up. But
is
I
it
had not
Annie
heard.
Easley?
Yeah, I had heard of Katherine Johnson, but I had not heard of Annie Easley.
Yeah.
So you want to take her, or you want me to?
Well, we could continue on the trend since we're talking about female innovators.
Okay,
She
and you'll
worked at
take Mr.
NASA
Clay,
too.
and you'll take Mr. Clay.
Yeah, I take Mr. Clay.
All righty. So Annie Jean Easley was an African American computer scientist who contributed significantly to the beginning iterations of NASA's rocket technology. Easley was born in 1933 in Birmingham, Alabama. She worked at Centaur Rocket Stage, and she had advocated for women and minority in STEM. So it kind of starts right from there, right? She was raised by a single mom, and April 23, 1933. She died at the age of 78 in Cleveland, Ohio. Natural causes. Her little brain probably just got tired. So it's time to go. She went to Cleveland State University and Xavier University of Louisiana. I just heard that the president, who had been there for many, many, many years, of the University Xavier, passed away last week.
Oh, wow. I didn't hear that. Wow. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, Nolan. Yeah, Nolan Rollins, who was with the Urban League, he is a that's his alma mater, so he was there doing a speech.
Yeah.
Profession. Her professional career was she was a mathematician, engineer, computer scientist, computer professional. And what is she most famous was her work at Centaur, a high energy upper rocket stage, which had its first successful launch in 1963. Another hidden figure. Upper rockets are used to propel an aircraft into orbits higher than it could otherwise be reached using just a rocket booster. So that is what she is for, and she invented code um, at NASA, and gradually replaced it with its human computers with machine computers. She learned computer programming language like formula translating. I think this is the one your system was made of, Fortran.
Yeah.
And simple object access protocol. This work would later inspire young students, while Easley tutored and simultaneously worked in NASA. So that is what Miss Annie Easley is about. And her favorite quote is, "I just have my own attitude. I'm out here to get the job done, and I knew I had the ability to do it, and that's where my focus was. Even in the face of discrimination, she persevered. My head is not in the sand. My thing is, if I can't work with you, I will work around you." Now
Sound
that's a
like a
woman after
true
my
old
own
black.
heart.
Sound like a true old black woman, man. That's exactly how they spoke.
That's a woman after my heart.
That's right, man.
I can't work with you. I'm gonna work around you.
I'll work around you. That's amazing, man. So the next black innovator that we want to talk about, nobody talks about him, and not even
I've never
understanding
heard
his
of him.
significance. Yeah. So this is Mr. Roy L. Clay Sr. Roy, the letter L, and then Clay, Clay, Sr. Now, this man is often called the godfather of Silicon Valley. He is an African American computer scientist. He's an entrepreneur. Well, he was an entrepreneur and technology pioneer who played a major role in the early development of the tech industry in California. Here's some of his key contributions. So in early Silicon Valley, he's one of the major leaders. He was one of the first black engineers hired in Silicon Valley and became one of the key figures in the region's early growth in terms of computer. He was one of Hewlett Packard top founders and leaders in terms of computer technology. And in the 1960s, he helped to develop software for HP, Hewlett Packard. Yeah. And I use HP right now. Didn't even realize that he's instrumental in that. So
That's the only computer I've ever bought in my whole entire life, and I go through
exactly.
them like I go through them. And
Yes, I
And
do.
I had no idea And
Yep.
he was the man that was instrumental in building it. Wow.
That's the man. Now, every keystroke I make on this computer, I'll be thinking of Mr. Roy L. Clay because he was very instrumental in that. He helped to develop those software early computers for HP, and he led a team that created the company's first computer division at HP. As an entrepreneur, he later founded his own consulting company that was called Rod L Electronics, focusing on computers and electrical engineering services. He provided public services, also served on the Palo Alto City Council. Palo Alto is,
Wow.
is over there in
It's
Silicon
in the
Valley.
Bay Area. So he
Yeah,
was actually in Silicon Valley
he was in Silicon Valley. And
before the Tech Boys.
for those boys have nothing on him. So he even became the vice mayor, co-host, the
Oh
vice mayor
wow.
of that city, helping to guide the development in the area and became known as Silicon Valley. Why was he called the Godfather? Well, Mr. Roy Clay, he earned the nickname because he was one of the foundational figures in Silicon Valley. Early tech
Wow.
ecosystem was credited for his contributions. He mentored a lot of folks, opened a lot of doors for a lot of software engineers and a lot of entrepreneurs. He helped shape the region's transition into global technology. And I'm telling you, man, this is just so amazing. So I want to talk a little bit about his legacy. So Mr. Roy L. Clay Sr. is remembered as a trailblazer who broke racial barriers in the technological industry, and he also helped to lay the groundwork for modern tech industry. Mr. Roy L. Clay Sr., you are a true trailblazer, sir, and my hat's off to you. I respect you.
And much respect.
Much respect to you, sir.
Who knew? Who knew? I'm gonna embrace my IHP computers. No wonder I was always
I
drunk in my
know,
day.
man. See, co-host, there's something that you and I knew that we didn't realize because that's the only computers we bought. HP, right? You
That's
and
all
I.
I've ever used. Oh,
That's all I ever used too. HP. So
I
we're
used the
identifying
Dell
here with a
when I was
legend.
in. I did use Dell when I was in college. I mean, in work, but I
Yeah.
didn't buy one. Never bought. I thought they were clunky. I thought they didn't. I don't. I don't see. Well, this is me, so this is my
Yeah.
opinion, everybody. I just felt that the HP was a workhorse, and that for the type of work that I do on my computers, it fit the need for me, and that's why I use them.
Yes, yes, yes. I hear
So,
that.
but yes, a workhorse in my opinion. So now we're going to move over. So yeah, so Mr. Clay, much respect, Mr.
Much
Clay, much
respect,
respect.
sir.
Who
Much
knew?
respect.
I don't remember ever getting any of this in anybody's school that I was in, and I think I was a pretty smart child.
Uh-huh. See, they're not
Yeah,
gonna allow us to learn and know those things. So that's why we gotta figure things out ourselves, man.
yeah, we got to educate our own children so that they will learn. Oh, here we're moving over here. And so just knowing that we didn't just get introduced, we
Yeah.
have not been hidden, and so now we as a people have to stop saying, "Oh, there are no people that look like us in tech." Oh, they're out there. They just
Mm-hmm.
haven't been hired. So in this whole digital shift, we need to make sure we're elevating our hidden figures so that they are and so that everybody in our at least in our community must know about those. So I want to make sure all of my kids in my business program learn about
Yes, yes.
um, these individuals. Now, this young man here, Every one of us today, or at least I know everyone that I know, is actually using the product that he has made. It is an everyday tool that in my world has made my world absolutely phenomenal. I couldn't do what I do if I didn't have this particular tool. Can you guess?
Hmm. I can't think of him.
So he is the CEO of Calendarly.
Oh, that gentleman. Wow. Wowza. I did not know he was a brother. I heard of Calendly. I did not know the creator was a brother.
I use Calendarly every day. It
Oh
is the
man.
only way I can manage my calendar. When I
Mm-mm-mm.
was trying to do it myself, everybody's like, okay, can you get on your calendar? And then you got to go back and forth and try to figure out who's available, who's not available, especially your clients. So now here's my link. They're like, are you available on so and so? I don't know. Here's my link. Go find out, because I don't even look at the calendar until the day before to see who I'm gonna meet with.
Wow.
This is the young man that he's from Africa.
Yeah.
His name is Tope Awantona, sorry, sir. Awantona. He's considered a unicorn. He's Nigerian American. He's a tech entrepreneur known for founding this software company. Um, as of 2025, Forbes estimates that his net worth is $1.4 billion,
Mm-mm-mm.
making him one of the richest Black um, billionaires. He was born May 1st, so 4th, so he was born
Before
3 days later for
three
me.
days after you.
He's four, yeah, he 3 days after me. He's 44. He went to Wheeler High School, University of Georgia. He also went to Terry College of Business at the University of Georgia. He's an entrepreneur and businessman. And basically, uh, Tope spent years chasing money instead of solving real problems. Then he wasted an entire day scheduling a single meeting and realized what was missing: a scheduling tool that didn't suck.
Wow.
That problem became Calendly, which now serves 4 million users and generates $30 million in annual revenue. It is actually valuated at $3 billion, the company itself.
Wow. Wow. Much respect, sir. Much respect to you. Much respect, man. That is so. See, these are some of the phenomenal things that I'm talking about, Coles. Nobody hears about this. Nobody knows about it. Nobody talks about it. And these are some ingenious type of uh, innovation that occur within the society. No one even knows about it. So
Didn't have,
it takes us to bring it to
out
the
of the
forefront.
out of the 4 million, wait a minute, 4 million users, I being one of them, and I've been using Calendary now for at least when it was created, because I think I've been using it since it started. Mainly because I tried some others and it just didn't fit. It wasn't easy to use, and this is easy to set up, and it just became my choice, my tool of choice. And so I'm gonna tie this into business zone to the business zone in two ways,
Yes,
Gilbert. One, you can guarantee that the man didn't get funding like everybody else
that's
did.
true.
You can absolutely be guaranteed that did not
That's
happen.
true. That is true.
And so
Yeah.
bootstrapping, he had to go out and do what he had to
Yeah.
do. He probably reached out to friends and family and so forth. He owns his own tech company that is solving a problem.
Yeah.
He identified that there has to be a problem to solve, and I always tell my students and my adult clients, if your business solves a problem, it's going to take off all on its own, because there is a population of people out there that need that tool or that product that you have. And I was definitely one of them. I do my research in January on what new tools will make my life
Yeah.
easier. And this one is at the top of the pecking order, right
Mhm.
behind QuickBooks.
Mhm. That is unbelievable,
um,
co-host. Unbelievable.
and he built a product that the whole world can use.
Mhm.
Now, I'm going to put on my magic hat that I use with my clients, Gilbert.
Mhm.
And I'm going to say, Gilbert, who do you think you should be reaching out to with Small Biz Pro?
it it sounds to me like I need to be calling this gentleman. I should be calling him. So I'm putting
I
this on
see.
my agenda to give him a call on Monday.
Okay, because I see some synergy
Yes,
with Small Biz Pro.
yes, yes. I gotta reach out, man. I gotta reach out because he has already paved the way. He already dealt with a lot of the challenges and barriers. You know, he can only make this a little easier for us.
That's what I say. So I say, do your deep dive on him
Mm-hmm.
and go reach out to him because I think there is a collaborative relationship there
Yes.
for Calendarly and Small Biz Pro,
Yes.
keeping your calendar
Yeah.
straight and organized and your back office at the
I
same time.
love that.
It couldn't be better. You guys couldn't be better
I
suited.
love that. I love that, Colt. And thank you for making that connection for me. I appreciate that, Colt. That is amazing. So we're gonna go over one last black innovator here. You know, I could have said innovator, but I want people to recognize the classification
Are you
because the
doing
classic
Kimberly?
Arlen. I'm gonna do Arlen. Arlen Hamilton.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to do this one. And the reason why I'm going to do this one, co host, is because this has super, 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 super significance. Okay. Now, I want to get the people in the
Okay.
chat involved in this one. Okay. I want to get the people in the chat involved in this. So, folks, tell me this. Have you ever heard of someone who is homeless to raise millions of dollars for entrepreneurs? Tell me this. Have you ever heard this? Whether they're non-black, black, minority, whatever. Have you ever heard of anyone who is homeless to have raised millions of dollars for minority entrepreneurs and founders? The answer to that is no, we don't know of anyone. Well, enter Arlen Hamilton. Arlen Hamilton is a female innovator, a black female innovator, folks. And she's the first and only American venture capitalist who founded a company called Backstage Capital. Backstage Capital. Backstage Capital. She opened a lot of doors for entrepreneurs who are trying to make it. They're underrepresented. They have their business. They're trying to get involved in the industry in terms of capital fluidity within their business. It's not there. They cannot gain access to it. So Arlen decided to be really creative about her approach and how to do this stuff. So she created a system that would invest in startup led by women. So she created this company, Backstage Capital, for women, people of color, and LGBTQ. Okay. These are all entrepreneurs who are downtrodden and misrepresented, underrepresented. So she decided, okay, that's the group I want to target. I see this pain in the marketplace and I want to solve this pain. So this is a pain nobody cared to solve. She said, Arlen Hamilton said, yes, I want to solve this pain. I give her a lot of credit for that, Coles, because nobody tried to do that. When it comes to capital investors, they want the easiest route. The easiest
Mm-hmm.
route. They don't want to deal with challenges. They don't want to deal with minorities. They don't want to deal with women-owned entrepreneurs. They don't want to deal with LGBTQ. And this was back in
And
the day.
right, exactly. And yeah, exactly. They didn't want to. And I'm going to interject one little moment because I actually had the opportunity to meet
Right.
Arlene last
Oh,
year. I
really?
went to yeah, I met her at a women's conference, and she was here because they were putting on a huge conference in Los Angeles last
Right.
year. Um, in 20 in yeah in 2024 or
Yeah.
five. I think it was last. No, it was 24. And she was giving away tickets, and I had this camp the next day, and so I could not go, but she gave away books and she gave away tickets to that conference.
Mm-hmm.
Arlen said, when she spoke, she was at the BBA celebration of women. You never know who you're going
That
to
is
meet when you
true.
go to these places. And it was in a nice little small gathering. It wasn't on a big stage, small gathering, and you could actually um, raise your hand, and she spoke to you, and she actually engaged. You could go up and talk to her. But one of the things she said, Gilbert, was she was a triple threat.
Yes.
She was a
This
black
black
woman,
woman, female, right? And she's
female,
gay.
she's gay, and she was homeless.
Damn. So it's a quadruple threat.
She was
Quadruple
a
threat.
triple threat. What? And she said no one was wanting, and this is during the tech time, and in this space, it's a predominantly white male
Yeah.
space, and nobody wanted to take a chance on her.
Wow.
So she said I had to start my own. So I think, she has raised millions, and she
Millions.
has provided millions of
Mm-hmm.
dollars for startup women business owners in tech, um, and
Yeah.
men in tech.
Yes. That's amazing, man. That is amazing. See, this is what I'm talking about, co host. A lot of other folks, entrepreneurs from all different types of groups,
Uh
they
huh.
don't want to deal with the burden, the obstacle, and the challenges that we deal with. They want an easy path to success. We're the ones who take on those challenges. We're saying, hey, if we can eradicate this problem from the marketplace, then many others who look like us, operate like us, and go through the challenges like us won't have to go through it. And that, come
Right.
think about it, man. Think about it. This woman was homeless. Homeless. Homeless.
And let's talk about that for part, Gilbert. If you lose your security of a roof over your
Yeah.
head, even if you have all of this up in
Right.
here to talk your way into whatever, your situational living situation is gonna cloud everything. It's just not
Exactly.
even gonna, it's gonna be, for me, it ain't even gonna be easy to function
Right.
if I don't have a roof over my head, and I have, as a woman, have to live in the streets. And
Mm-hmm.
so for this lady to do what she did, and that's usually what happens with us,
Yeah.
right? We come up against some of the most difficult challenges,
Yes.
and we overcome
Yes.
them. And when I hear, uh, and I'm gonna have to say this, when I hear men saying, "Oh, life is just so hard," no, it ain't nowhere near hard. If you black, if you gay, if you
Female.
woman, if you see it, it ain't even, you don't even male. It don't even come close to being
Yeah.
hard. Our life is
Yeah.
hard,
Yeah.
and finding opportunities that's going to elevate
Right.
you to take you to a whole nother place is like looking for a needle in a haystack,
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
and nobody's handing out stuff to you. So Arlen here reached back to her
Yeah.
community, and she made changes in the ecosystem of the community of which we live. So she reached back
Yeah.
down and pulled back up. I give it
I
to her.
gotta give it to her, Coles, and we gotta find her. We gotta bring her on this show. We got to bring her on this show. We want to hear her journey, and we want to hear why she made that decision while she was homeless to raise funds for others instead of funds for herself to get a home. We want to know that.
So I will reach out to the Sarah Harris,
Yeah,
because Sarah Harris is the one. That's how I met her at the
yeah.
BBA, and Sarah brought her. So I will reach out to Sarah and have her bring her to us, introduce her and see if we can get her on the show.
Man, her firm has invested in dozens of early startups across technology and consumer sectors. It's just amazing, man. Uh, hey, man, Arlen, Arlen, man, I raise my hat to you and I bow to you because this isn't easy. Co-host, I went through all kinds of crap. I went through a lot of crap. I cannot compare it to hers. I cannot. She has overcome amazing homelessness, co-host. Homelessness while you're out there raising funds for others. Woo! I'm not in.
Yeah,
I'm
who
not in
cares
her
about others?
category.
Who cares about them other people?
Exactly. Oh man, I'm not in her category. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy.
Oh yes, it's just like I said, we don't tell our own
Mm,
stories,
mm,
and we
mm.
have to tell our own stories because even right here in this community where we live and operate every
Yeah,
day, we are seeing people that are actually just going above and beyond and letting nothing stop. Now, the other part of when I met Arlen, I actually had taken one of the young ladies in my biz camp
yeah.
program or my biz camp program, and she went with me. It was pouring cats and dogs that
Mm,
Saturday,
mm, mm.
and we were over at the Sheridan, and I took her into this particular. I said this will be very important to you, and she's graduating from high school this year, and she was just so excited. She had such a good time and all the ladies, once I introduced her, they all embraced her and shared wonderful mentorship tips with her. And so I was happy that she was able to meet this young lady here because that's incredible. Yeah, so we don't have to go anywhere for any money. We can stay within our own space,
Yeah.
and people that understand the trials and tribulations that we as a people have experienced because of our outer coat, and that's all it is our outer coat, and and in her case who she chose to love.
Mm, mm,
It's just
mm.
absolutely amazing. So I'm glad you like that
Oh
one,
man, I love it.
co-host.
I'm very inspired because I'm telling you, in my mind, I'm thinking I've done all this great work and I'm helping so many people. But what I've done, co-host, it pales in comparison to this woman. The woman was homeless. Homeless. Man.
So
Okay.
you ain't gonna get over that. You was
I'm
homeless.
not gonna get
Yeah,
over that at
boy.
all. I'm not gonna get over that, man. So we gotta find her co-host. We gotta bring her on this show. We gotta bring her. She's still alive.
Okay,
I've done some research. She's still alive, so we gotta bring her on
yeah,
the
she's still
show.
alive. I mean, I've seen her. If I actually get her. I signed up on her. She has a YouTube
Yeah,
channel, and so I subscribe to her channel.
yeah.
Subscribing, guys, very important, and so I get notification. Now, this young lady right here, you may have actually heard about
Uh
her.
huh.
I've heard a lot about her. In fact, Cassie Betts.
Yeah, Cassie Beth looks like this lady, Arlen. She looks like. I was gonna tell you that
Right.
too.
Yeah, so this is not Cassie Betts, but this is Kimberly.
Oh, okay.
But Cassie knows
Oh,
her,
okay.
and I actually was years and years ago. Cassie had a conference for bringing all of the technologists into one space, and she was one of the speakers. Just incredible. So this is Kimberly Bryant. She is an engineer who works in
Yeah,
biotechnology field at the Norvest of vaccines diagnostic company and Merck. So she works at a pharmaceutical
Yeah.
company. She founded Black Girls Code, a nonprofit organization that focuses on providing technology and computer programming education for African American girls. After founding Black Girls Code, uh, Brian was listed as one of the 25 most influential Americans in technology by Business Insider. She was born in January 14th, 1967, so she's all in our age, from Memphis, Tennessee. She went to Vanderbilt University, and that's what she's known for is Black Girls Code. Now, Black Girls Code is
Yeah.
huge. I mean, especially introducing young people to coding and technology. Again, reaching back and pulling up, and
That's a nice niche.
so
That's a
very
very nice niche right there.
that's a very nice niche. Exposing our young people to technology, maintaining and keeping the tradition going, and bringing more women in. As we can see,
Yeah.
women are actually very much so part of, very much part of technology. We just don't get the accolades and we don't get to tell
Yeah.
our own story. But she is actually building
Hmm.
the next generation of tech founders with her organization. I assume I'll have to look and see if there's some men out there exposing young men uh, to um, to technology as well. I'm sure there are. Um, in fact, last night I was at the Urban League Black History event, and there were a number of Black men and women that were part of the Black History talking about AI. So,
Yeah.
in AI being absolutely huge, we cannot be afraid of AI. AI is just one of those tools, just like any other tool that we all use. The computer, before the computer was the typewriter. Our cell phones is a tool. Our cars are a tool. So I'm sure at one point, when Model T fours were created, and that also was a black man, but I don't think they were going to go, okay, yeah, I'm never going to drive a car. I just like my horse. I'm going to stay with my horse. And my horse is cool.
Let me
That
gas
over there,
up this horse.
that ain't going to last. I'm going to stay right over here with Elmer the horse.
Oh man, that's amazing. Hey, co-host, you know what I want you to do because this is your space right here. Slide number 13 with these youth technologists in STEM,
Okay.
literacy, and youth entrepreneurship. I'd like you to cover that in our next show because this has a lot to do with what you do. You know, they talk about the next frontier is
Yeah.
being coded right now, and they're
Yeah.
talking about AI fluency and all that. I would love for you to talk about that, man.
I
'Cause
will do
that's
that. And then we're going to close this show with
yes.
Dr. Lisa Gilober. She is actually the architect of STEM, of streaming,
Mm-hmm.
and she developed animation and video technology.
Mm.
So she's an AI scientist, computer engineer, entrepreneur, and a technology executive. She was born in the 70s. She went to Brown University, received her computer science degree and a concentration in AI in 1971, in 1990. So AI has been around, guys, longer than yesterday. So
Was she
everyone needs to know that. So that's
was
who she is.
was she the one who developed GIF technology, GIF? Was she that
Yes,
one?
that is her.
See,
That's her.
that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah. So those are our individuals, and so basically, and yes, Gilbert, the next phase, we will cover on how our young people are getting in it. But just guys
Yeah,
know that we have to constantly embrace new change. We
yeah,
have to use all of our talents and all of our skills in order to be able to operate in the space that we're in today. And
yeah,
so, in today, it's about technology, it's about AI, not being afraid of it, learning how to use it. And
yeah,
hopefully, you guys could create some businesses, some
yeah,
AI assisted businesses. Because right now, this is like the dot com era. And the
Yeah.
dot-com era was, there are people out there looking. There are people looking to support and to help you build the
Yeah.
next generation. So, yes, we will talk about children and how they will be taking over. But I just wanted you guys all to know these are some heroes and sheroes that are actually here, that have been in our community. There are far more than the Elons, the Zuckerbergs, the Warworskis, and the Steve Jobs. There are thousands and thousands of people that have made some amazing discoveries in technology, in the engineering space, in the computer engineering space, and there are definitely women out there with the AI. So that's basically what we wanted to tell you, that this is the future, and we have to be ready for the future. We cannot be scared, afraid of the future. We have to know that when history is written, it highlights the loudest voices. So we need to go out there and talk about all the people that are doing amazing things. And we're just not talking. It's just not loud enough. It's just not
Right.
loud enough. We need to be
Right.
screaming to the stars. Black innovators have been there. They have launched rockets. They have assembled computers. They have patent created code language, computer code language. They have been out there teaching the next generation. And the question is no longer whether we belong in the technology. The question is whether we will own what we have built. And because
Yeah.
innovation without ownership leaves wealth on the table, and
Yeah.
participation without equity leaves power in someone else's hands. We can see what that is like today. Our ancestors built under constraint. Imagine what our children can build with access. And so imagine what they can build with capital. Imagine what they can build with the confidence that we can give to them. So Black history is not behind us. It is the blueprint. It is our next chapter. And so right now we just have to figure out where we're going to stand in it.
Right.
Uh, but let's build wisely, let's build boldly, and let's shout it out into the
Shout it out.
shout it out to everyone. And this time, let's own all of it.
For sure, man. Co-host, this was an amazing show. I thank you so much for your research and your contributions to this episode, man. This must be her. I would think we should play this multiple times.
I say so too. I say
Yeah.
so. And I think that's what, and maybe in this year, that's what we're gonna do. One of our weeks in the month. Let's celebrate all of the great people out there. We don't have to wait till February 1st to February 28th to
Right.
celebrate our greats. We're gonna add an episode, maybe the last 15-20 minutes episode of our show, and every week you and I will come up with some great person that is doing some amazing stuff that is
Yeah.
actually changing the landscape and the ecosystem in which we live in.
This is amazing, man. Amazing. Those of you who are listening, just tuning in for the first time, or maybe you stopped for a while and then you just stumbled across us again. This is the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert. We're on every Friday from 3 to 4:30, and we talk about truths and rights here. We talk about stuff that will help to make your business better as an entrepreneur, help to provide some types of tools in your toolbox that you can better use to grow your business and understand what it takes. This information we just shared, guys, is just phenomenal in terms of Black history. Black history is our history. Okay, that's what we do for small businesses. So come back
That's
again
what we do,
next
and we
Friday.
need to our small we need to support our small
Yeah,
businesses. That's the recycling black dollars. We need to make sure we are uplifting us, that we're taking power back and we're growing. And so we
hmm
want to thank you guys all and recognize that this year for Black History Month, we were celebrating 100 years of Black history. Since Carl, I think his name was Carlton or Carlson Woodson actually made it a full month. It used to be one day. I think Roosevelt made it one day. And so go and learn about and continue on past tomorrow and continue to identify and sit your children down and tell them who all of the amazing, great people that have done so many things to build this country. We are not a visitor here in this country. We are the people that actually built the darn thing. Right. Every brick, everything was built by us. Yep. So they didn't put the wheels on it. We put the wheels on it. So we need to make sure change does not roll without them knowing that we put the wheels on the damn train. That's all I got to say. The train couldn't run without us.
We put it on the dang train. You get this?
On the dang train. So with that, guys, we will see you next week. So next week we are celebrating women, and all their attributes and their contributions to our world. Not just the country, to the world. And we want to thank you guys for joining us today. And so we will see you all next week. We even kept Gilbert up. He wouldn't even sleep this week, but I'm assuming that he's ready to sleep now. So before we end, everyone go over to our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, or use this QR code to access our channel. And we will all see you next week to celebrate women and all of their accomplishments in our country and in the world that we live in. So with that, Gilbert, you want to take us out?
Yes, sirree.
All righty.
As a small biz pro, so we roll, using procurement, program, and control. As a small biz pro, so we grow, using procurement, program, and control. I'm a business